How to use AI to create care home websites for your care home provider. Now, that's what we're going to be covering on this video, and I'll give an intro to Gal, who's going to be doing this video with me in a moment. But let's just set the scene. So, what we do know is that AI is a new tool on how to build websites, and what we're going to be covering specifically today is for care home providers, how you can start to think about and using AI. In this case, we're going to be focusing on a platform called Lovable on to build websites for your care home provider. Now, I was speaking to a big website designer the other day. He used to run a big website design agency, and he was telling me, Adam, I used to charge 40,000 for a website. Now I can get this AI platform to come up with a pretty good first take within 10 minutes. So just make that sink in. And we've often heard about how AI is going to impact our working lives. And for sure, it's going to have an impact on website design. And we are, again, I do emphasize this, we're going to be specifically focusing on care home websites and how this will apply to you. Now, there's a couple of things I want to mention first off is that, again, I'll introduce Scal in a moment, but we're going to be focusing on two things in specific. The first is if you are a care home provider and you want to start to think about designing a dedicated inquiry generating page for your care home, specifically with an interest on, let's say, if you're running digital marketing campaigns such as Google pay-per-click ads, it may start to become other ads systems that will start to generate traffic to this website. So we're going to be showing you how you can very, very quickly generate an inquiry generating landing page for your care home, and even, of course, care homes within a group. Also, it will start to get you thinking about how AI is a tool to start to generate look and feels, the kind of first drafts. If you are thinking about either redesigning a care home group, a website, or even starting off from scratch. So that's going to be what we're covering today. Now, let me start off by introducing Gal. Gal is, well, I'll be honest with you, I came across Gal because he's been doing some work with us at Springup PR. He is not only a digital marketing entrepreneur, he's also coming to the end, I think, of a degree at Bath economics, and I was delighted to meet Gal because he is at the forefront of AI tools, which is why I want to have him on this call today. So I'm grateful for having Gal on. So thank you so much. And as Gal speaks, you'll get a sense of where he's at and what he's doing, and the kind of what it means to be at the forefront of this of AI platforms and how they can all help us as organizations and specifically care home providers. So without any further ado, let's get straight in. So Gal, I'm just going to hand over to you. It's going to be very conversational. But let me hand over to you, Gal.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you for a very kind intro. But sort of as you were saying, Adam, the use cases of what you can do with Lovable in terms of making landing pages for Google pay-per-click campaigns, also to get a look and feel for your website is really, really amazing. It's a very quick process, much cheaper as well, and ultimately could be the difference of, a home getting some more private paying inquiries coming through the door and filling up those empty beds. So I'm going to give sort of a live demo now on Lovable as to how you can make a landing page. Don't be overwhelmed, anyone watching this. It's very, very sort of intuitive, and I'll tell you exactly what I would do and wouldn't do in order to sort of have success with using Lovable.
Oh yeah,
So
and one thing I should probably just mention before Gal gets going is that what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using as a template. Gal will explain a little bit more. A single page website of a care home that does have good inquiry, is a good inquiry generating website, but also we're going to be using, and I hope Hallmark won't mind because they are, a name that everyone knows as a care home provider. We're going to be using them as a good example of a look and feel of a contemporary website to start to generate ideas. And there's no
Yeah.
reason why you can't do this. And I hope Hallmark won't mind. I'm sure they won't. But we are using them as a good example in this demo today.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So we'll use but we can use Redlands here as sort of a template of what we could go off of in terms of a landing page, and then use the information from Hallmark Care Home's website over here in order to make a landing page from their logo and their company. So
Is it worth explaining what Lovable is, first of all, Gal?
yeah, yeah, of course, of course. So Lovable is essentially, in simple terms, it's for ChatGPT, for anyone who's used ChatGPT for websites. So it's a very conversational AI website builder which you can use to, get landing pages up and running really, really quickly and design them. You have a chatbot over here, you put your prompt, and then from there we'll have a conversation, as I'll show in this demo. But it's really, really a great way to make landing pages, make full websites in a matter of minutes.
And how much is Lovable, for example, to sign up for?
Oh, it's a good question. There's a monthly fee, and I think it's
Hmm.
around, I think it's about £30 a month.
All
It,
right. Okay.
it's very
Yeah.
cheap, very
Yeah.
cheap. So happy to leave the link as well to Lovable anywhere if someone wants to give it a crack. But essentially, when you go on to Lovable, you've got your chatbot here. You want to be in the build setting, as you can see on the bottom right, and we're going to use Redlands here as our template.
Hmm.
So it is really, really crucial when you use Lovable to always have a template or exemplar website or landing page that you're going to use. It's really good because it can pull from that Lovable and it can make the design really professional and give it a very human feel.
Is it worth showing everyone what the Redlands website looks like?
Sure. Let's copy and paste it here. So here is the Redlands website. As you can see, really good things about it here. You come onto it, very, very clear, easy to navigate. It's got all the call to actions, booking a visit, brochure download. The other great thing about the Redlands website, if we come onto here, is that it's very mobile friendly. So this is what the mobile view looks like. It's
Hmm.
very, very mobile friendly. So
Yeah.
families who are looking for a home for their loved one can very easily navigate the website when they're just on their phone. So that's the Redlands website.
What I should maybe just mention here is that we
Yeah,
actually know this is a good inquiry generating website. I'll tell you why, because we work with them. So we know we have the data and the numbers on this, and that's why we are specifically drawing this up as an example. It's not just a kind of pie in the sky thinking. We know this is a high performing inquiry generating website for a whole bunch of reasons. And we're not necessarily going to go into the details of it, but just want to make sure that, again, just for clarity purposes, this is like the data shows us exactly as we are claiming here today.
exactly. Exactly. So this is all tried and tested and backed up by the stats. So that's what the Redlands website looks like. And now in terms of Hallmark, Lovable is going to pull all the information from Hallmark. So the locations, the company branding, the logo, the telephone number, etc., and pull it into a landing page, which is inspired by the Redlands design. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. So again, very important that you have a template to work off or an exemplar website, and we're going to use Redlands today, which we know is tried and
I
tested.
see. And Gal, so just again to put everyone in the picture. So this is a
Yeah.
kind of scenario whereby, let's say, I'm let's say I'm a group and I have got this one home that I particularly want to promote and ultimately get more inquiries for. So what you could do here, correct me if I'm right or wrong, is actually say, well, there's our group, make a great landing page based on that design.
Okay.
Correct? I think that's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
Yeah,
Could
yeah,
do.
absolutely. We can
Yeah,
do that. In
yeah,
fact,
yeah,
for this demo, we could even pick one of Hallmark's homes and give that a crack.
yeah. Let's do that. Why not?
Yeah, let's do that then. So if I just get but if I get Hallmark's website, copy and paste it onto a new tab. Now you can see here they've got our care homes. So we
Yeah,
can pick anyone here. Let's go. I'm based in London. Let's do the London one. So you've got Q House. If
yeah,
I click on Discover Home, this is the home over here.
yeah,
So what we can do is we can make a high converting to the point landing page specifically for Q House. So what I'll do is I'll copy this and I'll go back to Lovable. I'll replace that with the existing URL we had. So now let's get the prompt going, because the prompt is the most important thing, right, in terms of designing a landing page.
yeah,
So we have here the Redlands, right? So I'm going to write here, this website for Redlands is our exemplar landing page, please use the design, structure, and call to action formatting for the website you would like to create. So Q House, Hallmark Care Homes. So this is already a pretty good prompt, but
Mm.
just to spruce it up a bit and make it a bit more accurate, we can say few key points for the Q House landing page. Do must be mobile friendly, which we talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Must have plenty call to actions.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, what you could do here, correct, is specify the call to actions. Is that
yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah,
you could
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
say, you could say must have. What you could say is have the similar call to actions as on the Redlands Care website.
Exactly, exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, it will pull from that anyway, but we
Yeah.
can write that. We can write that
Mm.
here.
Yeah,
So
I
that's a
see.
really good point. We could definitely do that.
I think it's worth emphasizing here, isn't it, Gal, that these prompts are very, very give the, in this case, Lovable, a a clear idea as to what you want it to do next as its very first step.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
more clear you can be in those prompts, the better start that you are giving the AI platform.
100%, 100%. And I hear a lot of times people using platforms like Lovable or
Mm,
other platforms, and they get very frustrated with the outputs because, from what I can see, they're not giving enough context, exemplars, and information
mm,
for Lovable to pull
mm,
from. It can only
mm,
do so much on its own, but when you give it the right information, it's pretty fantastic.
mm.
I'll show that here. And in terms of a few key points, I want this to be care home specific as well. So we would say, please mention accurate CQC ratings and pull in reviews from carehome.co.uk
Mhm.
and also Google.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's a good point.
Mm.
Are we happy to? We can give this a
Yeah,
go.
let's do that. I think
Let's
that's a
give it
good
a go. So I
start.
click here. Now it can just take a couple of minutes to load. So I guess in this time you can make yourself a cup of tea or you can do whatever you want.
Or we can just chat, Gal. So,
We can have a chat.
yeah. So, I think just drilling down on where we're at. So this is, and what I'm trying to do with it is paint scenarios that you may be in as a care home provider. So maybe you want to create literally start from scratch, a better website. So you're looking at your website now and thinking it's not good enough. It needs to be improved. What do I
Yeah.
do? Do I go to a source app to a website designer? Yes, you can do that. But what we're doing here is giving you the options of doing that very first draft. And
Mm,
I mean, Gal will explain it a little bit more. This is more than doing you a draft. It's going to give you all, if you're using WordPress, for example, you can just largely copy and paste this into your
yeah.
WordPress site. So it's giving you such a good tool to start to look at this yourself by either eliminating entirely, I'm not sure it will get to that position entirely a website designer because you're always going to need some human edits and tweaks and checks, etc., etc. But it will start to diminish the role.
Definitely.
I mean, because if you think of all the work that a website person will do, everything from designing to the look and feel to the branding
Yeah.
to the words to the structure, all of this now can be done with a tool such as the Lovable
Definitely.
that is showing us now. So it gives you more options about human versus AI. And we
Definitely.
know that this is affecting us all throughout society in general, and to what extent AI will replace and much of the work that humans do. Well, this is kind of like real time as it's happening right now for care home providers and websites. So again, I just want to emphasize here, this is just the very, very beginning, and we're starting to give you insights into where it is being positioned right now.
Definitely, definitely. And another thing as well is just you mentioned about how care home providers can use this to get a look and feel for their website, which is really great because sometimes you hear stories of people who hire a web designer and there's a bit of a misalignment between what the person wants the website to look like, the look and feel, and what the website designer has. The website designer will never truly understand it because they don't own a home themselves or they don't own the business themselves. So what's really great about Lovable is that someone who's not technical can come onto here, make a design which they're comfortable with and they like and aligns with what they want, and then just get someone to do the technical setup on the back end of uploading this onto WordPress. It really is a lot of work, but it can just save you that bit of time.
And Gar, let's think of what we're doing here. So we've given a very, very quite basic prompts. Yeah, it's and this process now of doing what effectively is a first draft will take roughly how many minutes would you say?
Oh, it's just ready
There
now.
you go.
So
So that's took about. I mean, I've not had the stopwatch on, but that's probably what, couple of minutes.
a couple of minutes. Should we have a look into it?
Let's have a look and see what it's come up with.
Awesome. So once you get the first draft, very important to click publish. Now, you're not actually publishing this as a website, it's just as a Lovable app. So no one on the internet can find it, and it's not, it's not actually what your
Right. Yeah, I see.
website is. Very important to note that. So you click continue, you publish it here, you just continue, click publish. That will just take 1 or 2 seconds. And then once it's published, we can view it properly. And you can view it, and then after we view it, if there's anything we want to change, we're going to go back onto our website, onto Lovable here, and talk with Lovable and get that
Mm.
sorted. So we can now, I believe, view this. So if I click onto there, we've got a completely ready full landing page over here. So we've got the home in the background, this Q House. You scroll down, notice how everything is super tailored towards Q House. It's not giving that same group feeling in terms of listing out all the homes. This is for people who are, let's say, based in Wimbledon, who are looking for a home for their loved one in Wimbledon. And it's got all of the different amenities specific to Q House. It's got the carehome.co.uk review scores. These are quotes and testimonials left on carehome.co.uk. It's rewards, it's licenses, and it's got all the call to actions that we talked about. So requesting a brochure, arranging a visit, asking about care, the different amenities of the home, and some more call to actions over here.
Wow. So, what you can see here, if you can just scroll back up to the very, very top, is again, what, 2 minutes? We've seen a pretty nice, and I think you would all agree, first draft of a dedicated landing page for a home, in this case, within a group. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, whether you're a single, the same applies to a single home or a group. That's the process. And it's taken a full 2 minutes to create a very nice first draft for an inquiry generating landing page. Should you want to, 2 options. Should you want to make this a standalone website page for the home, or a page that's been designed to actually generate inquiries. Now, you'll notice here from this website is a single page. There is no option for a family member to start to get lost by going around the whole website of the care home group. So again, what we're doing here, and Gan is doing, is just showing you the options here that this particular platform, but you can do it with Claude, correct? But you can see it's like, wow, that's pretty nice. And you've done that in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, I think of my first impression as someone not seen this before, A, looks lovely. B, has all these nice call to actions appropriately placed. Now gives me, as the human, a chance to kind of edit those words and start to replace those photos that are, I think a few of them are AI generated. Is that
A
correct?
few of them are AI generated, but a few of them are actually pulled from the website. So this sort of is the great thing about Lovable. So if anyone here is watching this and wants to replace some words or wants to replace some photos or entirely disagrees with us both and doesn't like the look of the website for whatever reason, they can just head back into Lovable and you can ask Lovable to change whatever you want about it and it will do it for you. And in fact, if you really want to be speedy, they have a microphone setting here. You click on it and you can talk into Lovable exactly what you're thinking and Lovable will change it for you.
Wow.
And that's it. And then just to confirm what you were talking about, Adam, this is all in one simple page. So some people at home may be watching this and they'll see the menu up here, but in fact, this is all within the same page. So if I click about, it takes me to the about section of the same page. It doesn't direct me to a new page. So as you said, Adam.
I mean, again, my first, you can get a sense of my first impression, which is wow. And then the next question is again for those who are watching this who have probably got zero or very minimal technical knowledge, is saying, "Well, that's great. Well, what do I do? Let's say I've made all these changes and I'm really happy with it. What do I do next? Let's say I have a WordPress, I have a host and I have WordPress.
Yeah.
That's what I use at the moment. What would then, once I'm happy with what I've got, what would I do next?
So what you do next depends on what you've got set up now.
Hmm.
And it can be, if you haven't technically worked with WordPress on the back end, it can be a little bit tricky to get it up and running. So I would definitely recommend hiring a developer for this.
Hmm.
Now, in terms of hiring a developer, it is very, very cheap to hire a developer on sites like Upwork or Fiverr compared to what we had to do before, which was make the entire landing page and the entire website from scratch. Now Lovable can do it for you. You just may need someone to do the final technical bits. But it's very, very important when you speak to a developer to ensure that the forms are working once it's uploaded and all the call to action buttons are working as well once it's been uploaded onto your WordPress site.
Yeah. So again, most providers listen to this, they will have their own developers. So
Yeah.
then it's a matter of working with them and coordinating with them to then, when as I watch this, I'm going, well, isn't WordPress all in WordPress? What kind of format is this? Love
Yeah.
site. So, how would you answer that particular question that I may have?
Yeah, yeah. So in terms of the format of what you can do is you can take this lovable website and take the HTML, so essentially the code behind it. So a developer can get the code super easily and just upload that onto WordPress. So that's one way you can do it. And there's also a platform called GitHub, which you can use to upload
Mm.
it. So there's multiple ways. From a developer's perspective, it's really not complicated. It should just take them a few minutes on how to do it. But again, I would 100% when the developer uploads the landing page onto WordPress, check with them that the form submission is working, the brochure download is working. You're getting the notifications on your email that someone's downloaded your brochure. And of course, with everything, if you're running a Google Ads campaign, make sure you're doing conversion tracking. I know you talk about this a lot, Adam, but conversion tracking is really, really key. It's about what you can see, whether your landing pages are working or not.
Great. Well, I mean, it's thank you very much for this, Gal.
Pleasure.
It's highly interesting. Now, I guess just in summary of what we've done here, we've used models from other care home websites,
Yeah.
and I mean, something that comes to my mind is copyright. But again, what if we're looking at this website here? This is me speaking without any legal advice being given here. But what AI has done here is actually, I mean, if you let's say you own Hallmark Care Homes. So there's no issue here. But what you've been doing is maybe going, quite publicly, we've done this, is gone to another website and said use the design from that, use that as a template. So there may be issues around that. To be honest, I actually don't know. But I imagine that may be something that would need to be double checked. Now, of course,
Yeah.
what we're doing here on this video is making it very public. But let's think about what happens in reality when website designers do their website designs anyway. Usually they prompt a
Yeah.
client to say, well, go and tell me what other websites you like the look and the
Exactly.
feel of, which is that happens anyway. Again, I'm stating this without any legal advice. So that's the caveat I would have here.
Yeah.
But that's in reality what's happened. What's slightly different here, which we're doing in this video, is being quite explicit. Well, go to that website, so it's kind of more. There's more of a recognizable digital footprint. So that posed some questions which I certainly don't have the answer to. And again, this
Yeah.
is the issue that faces us as a society generally, is around that issue. But I think that what I hope you can see is how a tool such as Lovable is able to do things, as we've just seen, within 2 minutes. Something that would have, in terms purely of time together with expertise would have taken days, weeks, and certainly a lot of thinking time and expertise. So I hope that's helpful. Gal, before we go, is there anything you'd actually like to add that we don't feel we've covered up to now?
No, I feel like we've covered a lot in terms of what you mentioned about copyright. Of course, I'm not speaking from a legal perspective either, but what I will say is if you look at this landing page we've designed, and we used Redlands Care as our benchmark, as our template.
Mm,
So if we just do a comparison between the two, even though it's got a lot of inspiration from Redlands, we can still see that they are definitely two different websites,
yeah,
and there are nuances and there are differences between them.
yeah,
So you can definitely see that they are, I wouldn't be able to tell that someone was copyrighted
yeah,
or
yeah.
copied that website. So
Mm.
Lovable takes that into account already, which is
Mm.
great.
That's great. Well, everyone, I hope this video was useful to you. And please, if you don't want to, I'm Adam, the Springup PR. We help care homes providers get more inquiries via PR and digital. And if you like this video, please make sure you subscribe, and then you won't miss any more like it. A very big thanks, Gal, for
Pleasure,
sharing what you know.
pleasure. Thank you, Adam.